A bug in the Summoner Showdown ruins the competition. What's the latest update on the Parry Dex bug situation? New tags are causing a stir, and much more. Did you see what I did there? A little poem in the opening segment. A Marvel Contest of Champions based poem. That sounds like a terrible idea for a video. In any case, welcome to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Friday. Lots of stories to go over and maybe lots of people to snap. Make sure as well to hit the like button and subscribe with post notifications on all as we try and hit the goal of 60,000 subscribers. Now we must do the usual thanks. Thank you so much to everybody that supports the channel as a YouTube member and as a Patreon. You're on screen now. Appreciate the love and appreciate the support. Also, those that support over on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can give a free Twitch sub. Please go and do that. Just pair up your Amazon account with your Twitch account and you can give a free sub. Doesn't have to be to me, but it massively helps out the channel if you could do that. Thank you to everybody that gives tier 1 subs, gifted subs, bits, tier 2 subs and donations. And I'll see you hopefully later on for a live stream. But let's now get into some nez. So in our news-based show, we have lots to go over. Kicking off with this. A mysterious tag has been noted by players. What could this tag mean? We're just going to have to wait till later on to find out more. Yes, indeed, all will become revealed, or not revealed, as the fact that a new tag called the Bewhiskered tag has entered into the game. By hitting said tag, you can see a very smorgasbord of champions that have something associated with them. Maybe it's whiskers. Maybe it's something to do with being a cat. Also, I like this little back and forth here. Guardian isn't there. How? Guardian doesn't have any facial hair. It's not much, but it's there. I mean, kind of. If all blokes have facial hair, then yeah, but that looks pretty shaven to me. That does. More information on this will drop later on, especially because there'll be side event information dropping at 6 PM UK time, 10 AM PST time, when, I'm not going to reveal any more, but, just wait until that time and you'll find out a lot more. Got a video out about that one, bang on 10 AM PST, so make sure to be back on the channel or look at socials or on Discord for the info of that dropping. So let's revisit the Parry Dex bug situation. At times, I still see it in the game. It's definitely not as bad as it has been. That doesn't mean to say that my experience or any other people's experience that has been better is the overwhelming experience, because the game overall does have compatibility issues with a lot of players. But I've definitely not noticed it for me personally as much. As I said, there are people out there that do experience it a lot more. And at times it can be very annoying. I mean, for me at the moment, there's lots of different kinds of various bugs still in game. Enemy AI holds on to special attacks a lot more longer than it needs to be. And then that means that it pushes things like timers and AQ and AW when you're doing the fight a bit too long, which is overly frustrating. If an enemy's holding on to a special attack for more than a minute, then it is completely ridiculous and unfair and stupid. Even worse with other stuff like hitting into block counter by special and other bugs that have basically been ignored for a long time or completely poo-pooed when it comes to their, let's just say their validity in the game. Let's face it, for the last couple of months, all we've received is compensation representative of AQ/AW. There's been some additions to the loyalty store, which have been nice, but at the same time, it's just all about the compensation we need to focus on for the solo side of things. Standard revives and standard health potions. These are things that, we just haven't seen. Would be nice to see. And the biggest problem I see with this is, well, where are we up to with getting any kind of fix? As back along, we saw this kind of like input-based machine to tap slot. And the problem is with that is it going to be testing all devices on response time? Are Kabam going to get different results by having what essentially is better internet connection in more closer proximity to their own servers? Is there going to be something that doesn't give the correct data to a global aspect? I'm not a developer. I don't think I'll go entrenching too much into that kind of area, but definitely when it comes to those situations, those are variables that definitely need to be considered. Especially, again, we're going back to everybody's enjoyment of this game, which has been tarnished by what has happened in the last 2 to 3 months. Now, let's go and see what Kabam are saying now. So Kabam Mike has put this into the response to the Parry Dex forum thread if you want to go and check it out, link in the description, that says, first, we want to apologise for being so quiet on this topic. It's been a little while since we've addressed it, but it's not because we didn't want to, it's just that we haven't had much time to add since we made our last post, which is the one we talked about inputs, setups, and as I said, like, you know, those are other variables that need to be considered. As you mentioned in the post, measuring the effect of the input bug is very difficult for several reasons, including mixing up what the bug is and if it affected a fight. For example, we still see reports from users that are playing on devices that are unaffected by the input issues, but that doesn't mean that they are unaffected by bugs or issues. Those are not likely to be the issues that which we started these packages. These should be reported in the bugs forum to ensure that we can address them and factor them into the compensation plan. As a reminder, we also have more fixes coming in 33.0 release that help address the memory leak issue that some have been confusing with this input issue. While many have these alliance potions and revives in their stash, we will continue to send them to all players even if some are lucky enough not to need them. These packages contain map crystals for alliances that may have decided to step down due to the issues, and potions and revives for those that wish to keep pushing. We still plan to continue sending single player potions and revives and plan to send our next packages Wednesday, November 3rd, when new content is released. Thank you all for your patience. We look forward to sharing more about the progress in fixing the issue and more information. This whole situation is a little bit murky because at the end of the day, yes, Kabam can say that this is all specific to the input parry decks for which seem to be iOS, but at the same time, this is something that a lot of players, Android and also older devices, what Kabam would still see to be compatible, but really don't run the game as best as they could do, are still part of this problem. And that's just the thing as well. Like, this should be like responses across the board, which I know then Kabam may say, well, we were going to be specifically looking at response time and where the setups a lot works on iOS, but then it's like, well, it should be more broader, or at least kind of to go, okay, well, we'll start looking into the problems for other devices as well and other operating systems. So yeah, good to know that the compensation's coming on the 3rd of November, but at the same time, we're like, it's just one of these meh situations, isn't it? Next up, and have you been keeping up to date with the Summoner Showdown? You haven't? Well, that seems to be a lot of people. But just to point out, there's been something of a controversy which we've got to talk about right now, and it's to do with an SP2 of well, this is what you're going to see right here on screen. The Punisher 2099 throws whilst Miles Morales is in his invisible, and he gets hit. And you can see I'm Blair kind of like going like, well, just kind of like, wow, that's, yeah, just like, well, that's a bit crazy. There's several other things I want to talk about the Summoner Showdown as well. So the first thing to talk about is the way that the construction of it is. Look, there's some great players out there that are in the semi-finalists and finalists, and the way that they're able to like understand some of the nodes as quickly as they do, because this is the thing, a lot of the time they're putting on things like spite, which is annoying for the dexterity and kind of mastery setup they may have if they have to have a specific mastery setup. Knowledge of champions is a very quick process. Do bear in mind it is edited, but a lot of the times the same things are kind of like, well, just put each time, and it can be very annoying that enemies are just getting up to their SP3s and you have to spend most of your time blocking, because if you dex, you've triggered a buff which triggers the power flood, which then triggers an SP3, and then is game over for you. And that's just the thing, from a watchable standpoint, it's not overly interesting. If this solo competitive mode was indeed put at New York Comic Con, the next time that I'll go to that, I probably wouldn't watch it, because it just isn't that interesting, because the amount of time that you have to kind of go, oh right, okay, I've got to find, they're doing that, so I need to try and find my own type of counter. It just honestly would just bore the tits off me. But the ones that are usually the most kind of like interesting and fun is to say, right, well, these skilled players that are amazing at intercepts can do all of the different types of skills, reparrying, shallow intercepts, whatever it is, the kind of like MSD level of play. Those are the things that are interesting to watch, and I would say that for what I'd like to see would be just like a boss battle and just do it. Just kind of do it there. Read the notes, bring in a champion and go, okay, just do it. Or give them a specific types of champions. Like they all vote on what they get to kind of like use, and everybody either uses the same and see who's the best player, you know, with using that, or give them a choice. Yeah, whatever. But something that is not like that. Because for me, it's like watching somebody play Alliance Wars, and Alliance Wars isn't that fun. Also, quick message to the 14 people that disagreed with me being entered in and tagged in to have a say on this. I've personally spoken to Kabam, and they've tracked down your IP addresses. They'll be giving you 3 stars every time you open up a Cavalier Crystal in the future, even if you pay money. Also, you're never going to get units again from Arena Crystals, and the next 6 stars you're ever going to get are Iron Man OGs. Ha ha ha, who's laughing now? Just imagine if I had that power. But moving on. But now we're going to focus on the controversy, and that is this. So in basically response to this whole situation around the, well, issue of Mars Morales taking damage whilst in the invisible camo mode, this isn't quite right when server-side fix is made. It has to be made every server individually, so this is something that got missed off. They're saying the server was like an alpha for the competition, and unfortunately this one was missed. We didn't purposely use an older version of the game, and I do feel really bad for Werem on this one. He chose a great counter for Punisher 2099, but lost due to a bug. I think am I getting like I don't know if I'm getting the two mixed up, whatever, with Unblair or something. But yeah, so yeah, what's the response here? Well, it goes further. So Command Mika says, in today's Summoner Showdown, a bug affected the outcome of a fight for one of our competitors during a match. Werem used a Spider-Man Miles Morales as his attacker, but a bug causes him to take a hit when invisible. This hit should have missed. If you remember, when Miles Morales update went live, the bug was live for all players, but was quickly fixed. Unfortunately, this fix did not make its way up to the server on which Summoner Showdown is taking place. The bug was not caught until the series was over, but due to the fact that we do not believe it, by the way, it's not filmed live, you know, it is edited down, thank God, because all that time picking and choosing just take hours. I don't believe it would have changed the outcome in selecting the winner. We did not redo the series. We have apologized to Werem, and we are looking into rematch technology for future showdowns. Bugs, eh? It's like, it's very embarrassing. You know, this is I'd say 2021 is probably the year of embarrassment for Kabam when it comes to like what's gone on, and that's sad. It is really, really sad. You know, it's kind of like a real kind of thorn in the side. It's like someone's putting a neurotoxin into the Kabam offices this year, to be brutally honest. But you know, we got to be positive about 2022. Really have to, otherwise it's not going to be good. But anyway, that's been the coverage today. This not a great situation. A lot of questions being asked about the Summoner Showdown, and you know, having bugs. Is this a good advertisement for the game? I actually thought this was going to be on Marvel Entertainment, and it wasn't. It was put on the Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel. Last year it was put on Marvel Entertainment, but I don't know why it's you know, been chosen to kind of like go on here. From a grand stage point of view, it's not good. It's not good coverage. I don't know if many people are coming out to watch it. That's the only thing. I'm gonna see if I can. Have I seen? No. I think yesterday I had a look at. No, the day before, the middle day, the Asian Oceania. I think like 700 people were watching concurrently, and whether or not a huge amount, like, you know, come on to watch at the beginning of it, I'm not 100% sure on it. But it just didn't feel like there was people interested in coming out. I have to see what's going down with it. But yeah, that has been the show for today. I haven't done an art corner in a little while. I will do it, but there's just been so many big topics to cover in the last week. I will probably do an art corner Monday as a change. In any case, make sure to check out some other content located on screen right now. And yeah, keep locked to the channel. We've got lots of content, side event information dropping later on today, and all that stuff. Appreciate you. Much love. Bye bye.